Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with the next episode of Electric Adventures the Games. We're still on Program Pack 11 and the last one Missile Command, so this one is Mastermind. And it's another puzzle game, so we got it loaded, so let's fire it up. So, very simple titles, no date. Okay, so the idea is you have to guess the colour combination that the computer has already picked. So what you do, you set each of these to a particular colour. Sorry. Alright, there we go. And then you press space to try. So, I believe black means you've got one of the colours, but it's in the wrong position, which doesn't make sense. Well, maybe I'm wrong there. So this green one is obviously not the one, and blue's not a colour. Try that. Okay, so it's. I'll try another colour. There we go. We'll assume it's those. Okay, so two in the right position and another one in the wrong position. And since that's there, we'll do that. No, hang on. How would that be in the wrong position anyway? Okay, so we've got all the right colours, but they're not in the right positions. Only one is. It's not telling us which one is in the right position. Purple. Let's just try swapping two. So every single one is in the wrong position. Isn't that great? So let's go. Oops, light blue, yellow, and then we'll go green and purple. Right, every single one of those is in the wrong position. Oops, purple. Green. Yellow. Light blue. Two are in the right position, so look, I'm going to assume this green one's in the right spot. No, so well, let's figure this logically. So the blue one is definitely not here or here. So we'll put the blue one here. And what do you reckon? Do you reckon the purple? Maybe the green's in the wrong spot. We'll leave the yellow. Oh dear. It's guessing which one's in the right spot, isn't it? Try the green one up here. Nope. So I didn't solve it within the time. So it was yellow, green, so the green was always in the right spot, purple and blue. So a very simple game, but a hard game. It's actually based on a board game that I used to sell in a shop I used to work in called Let's Play Games. It's where I got a lot of the ideas for my puzzle games from. So just a second, I'll get set up so we can have a look at the source code. Okay, we've got the source code up, so let's have a look how long it is. I don't expect this one's going to be very long. So we have 24 lines, so this one's not going to be very hard. So list up to 50. So our usual first line, we clear a bit of space, we set some standard colours, the screen mode, we make all our variables integer to make things run faster, we define our random function and open our handle to the screen. Line 20, repeating again sort of the setting the screen mode. Line 30, clear the screen, preset, which sets a point, the graphics cursor to a position. We put the word Mastermind in our string A. We set color line, we print that string, we set a slightly different position and print it again, so that gets you your thicker text. And then we set $A to be 255, which is all dots turned on, and we set that as our sprite shape. So that's our one sprite definition, is the line that sits underneath the dots later. We set a position and we put press any key to begin, and we wait for any key on the keyboard to be pressed. Very simple logic. Line 40, we clear the screen, we put our title on the screen in bold, then we draw our box around the outside, and then we draw our cutouts of the box. Line 50, we restore to our data that we'll have down below, and we read that in, so that's 9 positions, and then we set some variables up from 1 to 4, so they're our current settings, I reckon, and then we start another for loop. Okay, so this is basically setting our random combination of colours. So we go through and we set each colour, and then we make sure that we haven't already set that colour. I said this is very compressed. Right, 970, p equals 1 is probably our what step we're up to, and we go through our 4 positions and we draw a circle in the appropriate colour for the current settings, and we fill those circles in, so they're filled in circles, and we put our sprite underneath the first position. Now we've got an on interval go sub at 220. I think that's what makes our cursor blink. We turn the interval on. So line 80, we get the joystick direction from the keyboard and the first joystick. If it's 3 and our position, so P is our position left and right, is less than 4, then we move it to the right, and we just change the X coordinate by using VPoke. And line 90, we do the same thing except we go left. Very, very simple logic there. Right, line 100. Okay, if we went up, so this is changing our colours. So if we go up, and our current colour is not before the first one, we change the colour and we redraw it with our circle command and our paint command. Line 110 is exactly the same thing, except we go down through the colours and redraw it. Then line 120, we're looking for the trigger being pressed. And if it's not pressed, we actually do a little delay loop and then go to 80 round things. Otherwise, this was one of those occasions where things would go a bit too fast, so I slowed it down. Otherwise, we hide the cursor, set a couple of variables, and then clear out our CT array, and then we go through our loop of 4 to see how many of them we have right. Right, line 130, if b equals 4, I'd say that's when we've won the game. We go to 190, else we loop through and we display the number that we have in the right position and the number that we have the right colour but they're not in the right position. Right, 140. Yeah, that's basically just doing more logic of displaying which ones we've gotten right. So this is quite a simple program in the end. Yeah, so it's setting our various things. So 160, if we've got any, so B and white are our black and white markers, so we're just counting them up and how many black and white markers we get. If we've got any, then we go and actually draw them on the screen. Line 170 are our turns, so that we increase the number of turns. If we're less than 11, then we go back into 70 because we can have another go. Otherwise, we've run out of turns, we go sub 230, and we put the words game over on the screen. We have a really big delay while we're waiting for somebody to press a key, and then we go to 30, which there's no way to escape out of there, so that delay is going to happen regardless. Line 190 is when we've won the game, so it goes up to 30. We'll find out what that is in a minute. We play a sound with some random things, so I'll probably make the screen flash in random colours, and it'll tell you how many moves you've solved for the game in. And this will be the end of the thing. Yes, and that's continuing telling you how many moves you've got it in. Then we do the big wait of around the loop 5,000 times, and then we go back to the title screen. So line 220 is a little subroutine called... Okay, we're obviously getting the current position. I'm just trying to work that out. We're actually getting a value, and if it equals 9, then things. So it's sort of like, oh, I'd say this is the flashing. This is the routine that flashes. This is our subroutine. So it's basically changing the colour of the sprite. It's either making the sprite colour 9 or colour 0. So it makes it disappear. Line 230 draws our current line that we have selected, and line 240 is the data that we read. So in essence, it's a really simple program, but a fun little puzzle game. We've got one more to go on this program pack, so I'll come back with another episode with that shortly. Hope you're enjoying this series on the games that I wrote back in the early 80s. I enjoy looking back at these games, but it's been a while since I've looked at some of them, so the source code can be a little hard to read, especially as I was right into compressing it as much as possible so it ran as fast as possible. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.